Well, yesterday I created a little history lesson for Jazz here. She's just done it. And so her job, well, it's back. So we've got a book here. So if you can see, don't see my desk. There we are, look. There's long ago houses, yeah. It's a lift and flat book, which all kids love. It was only spotted in the 80s. He was one of the first. And Dear Zoo was, I know, Dear Boring Zoo. That's what I call that. So we've got the Dutch house today, because we're looking at 17th century, the Dutch city of Amsterdam. There we are. So I wrote some notes and we read them together, didn't we, Jazz? Yeah. And then so our job was to read the book independently to herself and then answer just 4, not many, 4 questions. So we'll go through them. Number 1. How did the merchants who lived in tall houses beside the canals become so rich and wealthy? We've already had I've informed her. Isn't typically good to start your sentence with because. So we've covered how we could have improved that. But because there are boats and they are next to a canal to travel abroad and sell their goods. That's a good start. Number 2. Why would you say the rich and wealthy Dutch merchants chose to build their tall houses beside the canals? So then they could travel abroad and sell all of their goods on boats. That's that covered. So we've got number 3, she's done a good answer here. What was a popular feature of a tall Dutch house and why? The gable and the windows, because the gable hides the attic, which you could have put as what stores the goods, and the windows are really cheap, and there are lots of windows, which there are in 17th century Dutch houses, because glass wasn't expensive then. So one of the features of the houses was to have a lot of windows because they were cheap to install. Number 4. This is the last question and it's a good one. Did the rich and wealthy merchants of Amsterdam travel to the United States of America? What evidence is there of this? Right, so in the book, in a little flap, there is, they travelled abroad. For example, they went to the Far East and they collected china, a little picture of a plate. They also went to the United States because they brought back tobacco. Yeah. So Jasmine's answer is, no, they did not. They don't go there. What evidence is there of this? Because I have read about it. And as I said, well, clearly you haven't, Jazz, because the evidence hasn't come here. Here's what's underneath here. Oh, yes. Well, you must have missed that flap, ain't it?